Now that we're preparing for the playtest that's coming on April 25th, I would like to go over the biggest update that we have had since we have been developing this for 1 year. So this is Myths Update 8. We're going to show you a lot of different things inside of this devlog that you guys probably thought that what I showed you last devlog was a lot of different things. Also, I'm going to talk about the bloopers that I show, just basically showing you like things that go wrong inside of game development. And yeah, so that's going to be a series as well. We also bring a series of just teaching people how to make a proper Web3 game, and basically talk about who should actually be developing these games versus just people just trying to get into it just so they can get some fast cash. But we'll do that another day. Right now, we're going to get into devlog. I don't actually know what devlog this is, but we're going to get into the devlog. Let's talk about Myths Update 8. Now, before that we actually get into the update, I would like to say that me and Dan is having a blast building this game. So you're actually gonna see some stuff that you can be like, two people developing this game, and the reason why is because we're actually developing it out of passion. We actually building, just having fun, and I'm pouring a lot of my own money in it, but the community is also supporting it. We didn't get funding we did get funding, but it hasn't came in yet, right? It hasn't came in yet, so we got the funding. It just hasn't came in from other entities yet. So my money is going into it. The community's money is also going into it. But we just basically doing this because we actually want to create a really cool game that we want to play. And this is something that me and my co-developer, we're passionate about this. So we're also talking about other titles that we can just spin off when in the same universe when after this game is a success, so we can show you guys what we can do as a studio here. Just because this is something that we want to grow and do. So without further ado, let's get into the computer. So we're in the computer now. We're going to talk about Myths Update 8. So we're going through a lot of changes. It's like the website's going to be changing, and a lot of different things are going to be changing here. So I just want to go over a lot of different things and just so just grab some popcorn. You're actually going to like what you see here. All right, so one thing that we're aiming to do as a studio is change the way that gamers see Web3 games. Even if we're just the only Web3 game that gamers see that's, just worth playing, which is fine. But we just want to show and just make a statement that a Web3 game, if it's done right and by the right people who actually have good intentions, that isn't here just to milk the community dry, or just mess with gamers or any type of greed corporation BS. Actually, a good game could be done. Like I said before, I do believe that indie devs that create these most creative games, and they can go a little further if they had some backing. So I think that Web3, when it comes to community building, is the perfect thing for indie devs that create actual real good games, and that actually know about gaming. So not just the devs that are just trying to make some money here, but don't know anything about about anything. So we're not those type of guys here. So we just disagree with that. Prepared. We just think that if you want to create a Web3 game, learn how game design and the game development works. All right, so what we're doing, we're revamping the membership keys, returning the keys. The keys will grant access to the feature like converting in-game currency to tokens. So this isn't a play-to-earn game, so I want to make sure we have that understood. This isn't a play-to-earn game, so you have to actually have a key to convert the the in-game currency into our native token. So you can still play the game without the key. It's free to play. The blockchain has nothing to do with actually any of the gameplay. When it comes to like the NFTs and stuff like that, that's like ownership of like franchises and stuff like that. So the in-game currency that is made inside of the game actually goes to the player, and the player can actually convert that in-game currency to our token. So that's basically how our NFTs work and how our keys work. So yeah, we don't want to say play to earn game because you can play our game and not earn anything because you don't have a key, but you can still, like, everything that you would do with the blockchain, without the blockchain, you can still. So it's like buying weapons, guns, cars, houses, all that type of stuff like that. You can still do that in game currency as well. As a free player, we want to give players a reason to actually purchase the keys from other players and just basically purchase the keys. So we're going to actually sell a certain amount of keys just to raise a bit of funding, to basically just continue to do what we're doing, to continue to deliver everything that we're talking about, everything that we promised. That's basically we're going to sell the keys. Then we're going to stop selling the keys, and then we're going to let the secondary market, you guys set the price on what the keys is for other players that come in later. All right, so this presents the opportunity for those who are looking for profit from the project. Here's the way you can do so. Here are some of the new features that we will basically come with the keys. I need to take membership away because not memberships. Providing added incentives for players to acquire them. Okay. All right, so we're addressing the problem within Web3, obviously. So the space is terrible. There's no reason to own none of these NFTs in the space. It's completely garbage. No point, right? You can just do early access, sell skins inside like League of Legends or Fortnite. What it doesn't. There's no need. Gamers don't care about owning assets and making money inside of gaming. The way our game works, it just blockchain is buried under the gameplay. So players make money without even knowing that they're making money. The only way you will know that you're playing a blockchain game is if you're playing the game for a living, right? This is a way that you're going to make your income. So that's basically how we actually built the game. We built the game so you can play the game and earn an income playing the game. Like for you play like Tarkov, because one of the games that inspired us, and Grand Theft Auto is one of the games inspired us. So like if you buy guns and on the flea market and stuff like that in Tarkov, instead of you could just turn that currency that you have earned inside of the game into real currency. Same thing with Grand Theft Auto. If you buy something from a player, the Grand Theft Auto, you can just turn the currency. We just took the terms and conditions away, which that's all you had to do in Metaverse. Just all this extra blockchain stuff you don't actually need. We just tied it to the blockchain. That's it. For security reasons, though, I'll go into that in another video. So yeah, we're addressing the problem with Web3 with just that people are dissatisfied. Just these NFTs have no use case. Everybody scream utility, but there's actually no reason to actually own these things. They just say staking and stuff like that, which is bullshit. So we didn't want to offer that. Gamers perceive them as worthy. Gamers perceive NFTs as worthless. I create an NFT game. And I still see NFTs are completely worthless inside of gaming, but we're just doing it correctly. So we also wanted to remove speculators from the project, so you don't have to worry about what you think the game is going to do. We actually show you like, hey, this game is actually going to be great, right? So you don't have to worry about, and if you're going to make money from it, you don't have to speculate. You're going to make money from it if you actually do everything correctly. So you guys don't have to flip the NFTs. You actually lose money selling the NFTs. Our NFTs are actually things you should hold on. We actually made it to where you actually will lose out when you sell them. These things are actually something that you want to add to your investment portfolio, right? So that's a pretty cool thing. So to address this, we are creating a game where you purchase our digital product within the game. You basically have practical use cases depending on the level of keys. You will receive like these, the hideouts, which are different houses inside of the game. So the better the key that you purchase, the better the hideout that you get. You also will get a car, keys up to homes and to vehicles cannot be looted from your body if you die, so that's a pretty cool thing. You also get storages, you get storage cases, you also get food, care package, and you also get rare items. So rare items such as these graphics cards will help you with mining cryptocurrency inside of our game. Not real cryptocurrency. The only real cryptocurrency that you can farm in our game is our token, but we do have Bitcoin inside of our game. It's not the real Bitcoin, but it's Bitcoin that you can use that Bitcoin to purchase items inside of the game. So it'll actually be tied to the actual like price, whatever Bitcoin is inside of the real world. That's the price of it will be, that's how much it will be worth inside of the game. But you just can't, cash out with that Bitcoin in real life. So we wanted to add that feature in it in this game, where you can use USD and Bitcoin. But the Bitcoin isn't real, you guys. But you can farm Bitcoin, and you can also farm our native token, which will be real. All right, that you can use that native token and then swap that out. All right, so you get deeds to titles. The deeds titles to make them more realistic. That's our NFTs. These are hand-drawn title deeds and franchise licenses and stuff like that. So you get some of these things. You get the the NFTs come with like different types of use cases. For example, when you buy a vehicle, you get the title for the vehicle. You take that title to an insurance company, which the insurance company is owned by a player, right? You take that title to them, you give them business, and you have unlimited insurance as long as you have that NFT inside of your wallet. So if your car get lost, your car get blown up, then you don't have to worry about paying for a new car. You just you know they will send you a new car. You will basically get a new car at the dock. You have to pick it up at the dock. But this is something pretty cool. So when you want to sell your property, you take the deed to that property to a real estate company or a realtor company, which is owned by a player, and then they will have their own escrow account set up for that company, and then you send the deeds to the escrow account. We will control the escrow account, and then when someone buy the property, they send the funds to the escrow account as well, and then we will send the funds to the buyer, send how much need to be paid to the realtor, and also send the deed, which is the NFT, to the buyer of the property. This will protect people from being scammed, protect the realtor from not being paid, and this is why we believe that NFTs and how NFTs should be used, and this is what we're going to be doing with the NFTs. It's the only reason why they are in the game. All right. So that's basically that right there. So different keys come with different goodies. Some come with different like very high items. For example, the Pro graphics card comes with what's this, like a 0.1% that you actually find that inside of the world. So that price of that that not the NFT, pardon me, the price of that item will be extremely high. Most items in the game aren't NFTs. So the car isn't the NFT. The title is the NFT. So I just want you guys to know that. So the key is a item in the game. You can buy that car, that same car that you can buy as an NFT. You can buy that car with in-game currency as well. It's just the title. Pardon me. The title of the NFT comes with perks and benefits, such as now that car has unlimited insurance, but you don't have to keep paying for the insurance and stuff like that. So. It allows the person that has the NFT to do business with insurance companies that's player owned and stuff like that. So the NFTs come with a lot of different use cases now. So it's just, I don't have an item. I'm not buying an item. I'm actually buying a service, with the NFT. So now the NFT unlock another layer of gameplay inside of the game. So that's what NFTs do. All right, so crafting, we put drugs here because our community loves drugs. So they wanted the drugs to be a thing. So I just wanted to use this right here to show how it works here. So drugs, crafting will be a huge factor inside of the game. So it could be very profitable as well. So just like finding items inside of the game, and like when you go out there and loot and stuff like that, doing missions for people or working for someone inside of the game. I'm talking like actually a real person that has businesses, where the case may be. You can work for them. You can actually work for a mining company that's owned by a player, or work for a lumberjack company that's owned by a player, and do things for them and actually gain items. They can give you items, they can give you payment and mist tokens, they can pay you in in-game currency. So there's multiple different ways you can actually earn inside the game, which can make crafting very, very profitable. So there are some items that actually can't be found inside of the game that you can only craft, and those items will be costly, right? So these would be pricey items that you see inside of the auction house, which is owned by a player. A player can buy an auction house, redeem the area that they're buying it at. And then, when that auction house items being listed in the auction house, the player will get a buying fee and a selling fee. So when someone buys something, the person that owns the auction house get paid. When someone sells something on there, the auction house get paid as well. So that's a pretty cool thing as well. So you can have different types of items when we get into how the crafting will work. But I just want to also plug this in it. We will have 6. We're doing 6. We're going to do 6 of most every item, but we're doing 6 rights NFTs to just basically give you the rights to basically the brand of like the item in the game. So the better your key is, the better the item does, but it has to follow the concept of the item. So for example, what weed does inside of the game, weed basically reduce the fear of the player, makes them invulnerable for like a few seconds, and then it basically heals them over time. So it basically has to follow that type of basically that concept of the item. So for example, if you wanted to start a brand, your own strain of weed inside of the game, you'll buy the NFT, which will only be 6 of them. You buy the NFT. Once you buy the NFT, Then you basically say, oh, depending on your level of your key. So if you have an Abraxas key, you can say, well, I want this strain of weed uh, to regain health. You can only choose one of them though. It has to have a downfall. So it can regain health for about 20 seconds instead of 4. That's the regular weed does. It give you 40 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds of regaining health and being invincible. So you can say 20 seconds of gaining health, but 6 seconds of being invincible. All right, but it makes you thirsty. It takes your thirst down and by 20%, and also takes your hunger down by 20%. So you could do things like that, and that's basically what you can do. So you got 6 strains NFTs rights coming out, and every time someone that owns a cannabis field purchase of your strain of weed to sell inside of the game, you would get parts of the sale of that NFT. So, for example, I like to use this. Like if Fortnite was selling the skin, if you can own the rights to that skin that they're selling, and every time that skin gets sold, you get partial of the revenue. And that's basically what our NFTs do. So, we don't promise anything where it's like there's, like, again, no speculation on that, because, if the game does good, once every time we make money, when that item is being sold, for that business to make money inside of the game, you will make money. So that's a pretty cool thing right there. Now, how it works is crafting, you will need a bag. So when it comes to crafting a roll up, you will need a bag. So you need a bag of some weed. So you need a cannabis flower and a bag. Craft them together. You make a bag of weed. You need a bag of weed. What we call it a front wood. And then you need a lighter. So you craft those 3, and then you get a roll up. So and then you can use the roll up. So that's basically how crafting works inside of the game. Now, storage and loot is pretty cool. So again, we're doing brands on these as well too. So you guys can actually own the brand of these as well too. So there's most every item in the game you can have your own brand of it. So it's going to be 1,000 items. So it's it's going to be. It's not really a FOMO thing, if you just like the ideas, but it's just, remember, it can't be too many of those items, so we will only do 6. So if someone if all people buy all the rights to the other brands, you can just find another item and just start a brand in that one. All right, so storage loot would be different. I think this is a really cool idea. So, for example, lunch boxes and refrigerators, 2 different types of storages, but they do somewhat the same thing. Refrigerators go into your house, obviously. They go into your hideout. So they keep the food that you put into your hideout. So if you die, you can just go back to your hideout and just take food from your refrigerator and put it into your inventory. If you die and people looted your body and took all your food. So what keeps your food fresh, depending on the refrigerator you have, it can keep a balance where it's cool and so it has basically keeps it warm and cold at the same time, or warm basically, right? If you want a cool refrigerator, then you buy a refrigerator that keeps things cool. If you want something to keep it hot, you can get a refrigerator that keeps it hot. When it comes to lunch boxes, it has its own inventory, so you can carry a lunch box inside your inventory, and say that you don't want your inventory to be filled with food, which I'll show you that, and when I show you the update of the inventory, you don't want your inventory to be filled with food. Then you will basically put that food inside of the lunch box, and now you have some room inside the inventory that you can add other items into it. And that lunch box, different types of lunch boxes, will keep the food fresh, and then also keep it cool or keep it hot, whatever the case may be. And then this is when the brand comes into play, where you can say, well, I want my brand to be bigger lunch boxes, but they keep food hot, right? Or I want my but they're heavy though, right? But or you can say I want my lunch boxes to be smaller, keep them cooler, but they keep it cool. If they're smaller, they keep it cooler for a longer time versus a bigger lunch box that's keep it cool and stuff like that. So it's different types of things like that. You have jewelry cases, where if you keep gems and jewelry inside of the jewelry cases, it keeps the value of the jewelry up. So value of jewelry that you just place inside storages like closets and stuff like that inside of your hideout, they can lose value. But if you have a jewelry box, It keeps the value of the jewelry up. So that's basically, again, you could create brands for that as well. Same thing for medical. So bandages and stuff can get old. Then you have that as there as well. Use different types of storage cases. So you can put medicine inside of your medical boxes, and then ammo. Ammo won't go old, but just you don't want to keep your storage inside of your hideouts or your homes. They can run out of storage, so you don't want to run out of storage by having all this ammo all over the place. So you can just put them inside of ammo boxes. Same thing with guns. You don't want to have take too much space, because guns take a lot of space. You don't want to take too much space when it comes to your guns. Then you can just put them inside of weapon cases, and then you can also add attachments to the weapon case. So guns and attachments can go in weapon cases, save up some space inside of your cases and your hideouts. So that's a pretty cool thing. Again, you can have different brands of all this type of stuff like that. The reason why we're doing the brand thing is because we don't want to come up with different names for everything. So we allow you guys to do that for us. Inventory is pretty cool. I'm going to show you the update of it. You guys will be able to change the color of your inventory of your bag inside of the game. But the certain bags come with different secret stashes, right? So like the better your key, the more space that you can hide in secret stashes. So I'll show you an actual live of what that looks like, a video of that. We'll be working on basically update of that. And then, so if you have the regular blue one, which is right here, this is regular blue. It's just a regular one. This is what all the free-to-play players get. Everybody starts off with this. So this is what you guys get. You can turn it to different colors. And we have some basic colors that you guys can be able to turn it to. You'll be able to do that. You have some will be free, some will be given away, as gifts. And then you can also be able to buy them from stores, be able to customize your bags and stuff like that. Then you have the key bags, the ones that have keys. So this is an Abraxas bag, which it comes with pins, and these pins come with perks with this bag, and it also comes with a huge secret stash. The secret stash in the inventory is a place where it protects your items, so you can place items so they won't get stolen. So in Abraxas, in the Abraxas badge, you can hide like pistols and stuff like that inside there. So, you can basically protect some of the weapons that you don't want to get stolen. We won't allow, the Abraxas bag, you will be allowed to hide one rifle in it. But that's going to be a pretty cool bag. So people that have their Abraxas key, you guys get this bag. And all the bags would be the color of the keys and stuff like that. So like the Cosmic key with little spaces, stuff like that. So we're gonna actually make this illuminate a little more, like it's gonna like shine and stuff like that. So like it's gonna look pretty cool. All right. So faction trades. So you'll be able to trade with the faction leaders. One of the faction leaders, pardon me, the faction traders that have the faction leaders will have faction traders with them. You'll be able to trade with them. So instead of buying items from them, which you'll be able to buy from as well, but instead of buying items from them, let's say that if you don't have any in-game currency, you'll be able to trade items that you found that they are looking for. So like scums, these guys will be looking for like scrap metal and stuff like that, because these guys will be like they have like different types of ammo that you can't buy inside of the franchises and stuff like that. So these guys have different types of ammo. The Cyberzons have like medicine and stuff like that you can't buy inside of the hospital. So you get like different types of things from these guys. The fourths, which we call, it was the researchers before, now they call it the fourth. These guys will have like out of the world type of items, like space items and stuff like that you'll be able to trade for them. But they take very rare items and stuff, very very rare items. So that faction right there is pretty cool. You guys are gonna like that when you get to when you actually find these guys. So you can't join them until you find them. So you have to find these guys. And then you got hack. Hack was weapons and stuff like that. So weapons research for crafting and stuff like that. So you got these guys right here. And then you have wardens. Wardens is going to be coming in V2, and you guys are going to love that. So it's going to be like mechs. It's different types of like cybernetic suits and stuff like that. These will add another layer to the gameplay. It's like something like Titanfall, but not all the way Titanfall, because the cybernetic suits are turning like Warframe basically, right? So now there's a mech manufacturer. When your mech get destroyed, that you had to take it to the mech manufacturer and get it fixed. And then this had artifacts that has to be attached to the mech. So it has to be the correct mech for the artifact. So the artifact has to be connect with the mech. So it has to be that mech, right? Which goes into like another crafting thing. You get the artifacts. We will be selling some wardens, so we will never sell two of them at the same time because that makes it pay to win. So if you buy an artifact inside of the like as a mech, a warden that we only sell the artifact to, then you have to find the mechs, but you can't get the mech. You can't get the artifact in the game. You have to buy it, right? So this also makes a reason for people to actually want to buy, buy these NFTs, but also want people in game, the people that's playing the game, to also buy them as well. So people want them because it was like, well, I found the suit. We got Crypto Bushi, Cryptic Bushi. Pardon me, a Cryptic Bushi. I found the suit to Cryptic Bushi where he's going to be a DPS. He's glass cannon, very fast ninja. Basically like a Warframe looking type guy. Real fast, do a lot of damage. Basically flash steps all over the place. Can take him out with assault rifles. But he's actually a community favorite. So you can only get him. We gave him when we first started the project. We gave him out. So now we're going to remint the image of him and basically either give you guys a suit or the artifact. We don't know yet, but let's just say that we give you guys the artifact. Then you find a suit inside of the game for the people who wasn't at the beginning of the project. You guys will never be able to get Cryptobushi unless you buy it from somebody. So you got to buy the artifacts and buy it. So that's something that we wanted to do with the NFTs as well. It'd be a little different where it's like, okay, well, you can't play with this player unless you paid thousands of dollars for it. So we didn't want to go that route. We didn't want people to do nothing greedy. But these things, the word is these guys can have a video by themselves alone. Then you have titles and deeds and stuff like that. These so when you buy a franchise, you get a franchise license. It's basically like a business license. Just saying that you are able to own, basically run this thing, this franchise. Pardon me, this franchise. And then you guys will also get that inside of the game as well. And you're able to only access the portals of like the back office inside of the game as long as you have that franchise deed. So if you have the key to the house or the franchise in the back, then you'll be able to go back there. I recommend that you always have these inside of storage. These can't be looted as well too. Put them onto your body if you want to go. Put them into your inventory. Then go to the terminal. And then when you're done with the terminal, put the franchise deed or the franchise license back into the storage. You don't want to carry this thing around, not because someone could take it from you, because they can't, but you don't want that to just take extra space up inside the inventory. So you don't want that could be a waste. Then you have the title. This is for the cars, and this is the land. So when you buy land, again, you should go back into our videos and check on how the land works there. And then this is the title there. So actually I updated this. This actually looks pretty different. It shows you all the different ones. I actually updated this. So artifacts and gems. Now artifacts and gems play a mind trick on players, because when you find artifacts, you have to go to the archaeologist franchise, which is owned by player, and you have them research the artifact, and they will tell you if it's a warden's artifact or not. So not all of the artifacts will be just say, hey guys, this is a warden. So this will punish people for being greedy, for people that do buy the keys to extract the token. This will punish people for being greedy. So basically, if you just get an artifact like, holy shit, okay, this artifact, it looks like it's a little pricey, and then you sell it on the marketplace, the auction house, which is owned by player. Again, I want to make sure I keep telling you guys that everything is owned by players. And then you sell it, and you sell it for low. So you sell it on the auction house for about 10,000 in game USD, which is $10 in USD, right? So just say you just sell it for $10. Let's just say that someone took that artifact, they bought it for you for $10 inside of the game, which is $10,000 USD, and then they took it to a researcher or archaeologist, and their archaeologist showed that it's a very rare Abraxas rare, which is the highest level of Abraxas rare warden, and then you see people playing with this warden, and then it becomes popular, and then that artifact that you sold for $10 is actually worth about $200 to $300, or it can go a little higher than that, right? Then you basically put that system in there, so you know the counter the greed that could come with this space, right? So counter the speculators, counter the greed, counter people that are just trying to make money, not just trying to have fun, trying to make money. Then you have the gems. Gems is the same way. You take them to archaeologists, they'll tell you they have power ups for mechs and stuff like that. But otherwise, that you can just attach them to artifacts and then sell them for a little higher. We got that idea from Resident Evil 4. So that's that right there. Hideouts is pretty cool. So hideouts are able to do different things. So you're able to buy things to place in your hideout. So different like equipment and stuff like that, like mining rigs. We'll talk about this in a second. Rainwater collectors, filters. Just a lot of different things that you're able to do. Stoves to cook food, refrigerators, again, like that type of stuff like that. So hideouts, you can buy a rainwater collector, and when you buy a rainwater collector from Hidden Depot, which is a franchise, you're able to collect rain. So when you collect rain, then that's when going to crafting a filter, water filter, a bottle of water, or a bottle, empty bottle. So a water filter or empty bottle and some rainwater. You craft them together, you get natural water. When you get natural water, it gives you buffs and stuff like that, like extra buffs than normal water will give you. And this is actually going to be some pricey water because not everybody can get this type of water. And this water can be like metal type water and stuff like that. So this is a pretty cool thing. Now, the only downside of this is that you have to pay bills. Now, how do you pay bills? You don't pay it with cash or in-game currency or real money. You don't pay actual bills. How paying the bills is when it comes to the water, which is called Shade Point Water, Shade Point Waters. Yeah, Shade Point Waters. And you got to bring them that franchise, which is owned by players. You bring that franchise water filters. The better the water filter, the longer, the more it refills the water system inside of your hideouts. So just your water system inside of your hideouts can actually run out. So once it run out, then you won't be able to use some of the cool things that you like the items that you the equipment, basically the power-ups that's inside of your hideouts. So it makes people actually go out there and go get these filters and stuff like that. Also, you use the filters for other things like creating almond water or again the natural water and stuff like that. So give a reason to like, okay, am I going to use a filter to craft, or am I going to pay my bill with the water filter? So that's a pretty cool thing. So almond water is a very, very, very rare item. You can only get it in one place. Without going to that place, that's very hard to get into and very hard to get out to. You won't be able to get almond water other than crafting, but you have to have a high cooking skill and the right items to craft almond water. Which again, almond water is up there with the graphics cards and stuff like that. So almond water has very, very, very good use case with the almond water. So fuels, the exact same thing with basically what I just explained with the water and hideout. So fuel, you got Pika energy, and then you have I think Claw City gas, which the gas you won't be able, if your gas generator runs out, then you won't be able to use like stoves. You won't be able to make drugs. You won't be able to do certain things inside of your hideout. If your energy generator runs out, you won't be able to use like the electronics inside of your property. You won't be able to use mining rigs. Again, like I said, you can actually make money with the mining rigs. So when it comes to the fuel, which is multiple different types of fuel. Again, I've got 6 different fuels that we will have. The better the fuel, then you will be able to, basically trade that, right, to the Pika Energy or the Shade or Claw City gas, and then you basically refuel your generators inside of your hideouts. Now, the cool thing about franchises and hideouts, again, now with the franchises I was just going over, which is the three new ones. These are utility franchises. This is something new that we just added to the game to play another layer on top of the gameplay, and basically give people reasons to go out there, buy from the auction house and stuff like that. So it gives another reason. Another reason you want to own one of these franchises. If you're a person that's trying to turn this game into a living, so you definitely want to own a utility franchise, because you guys take those. We will actually be buying the filters and the fuel off of you guys. So we take that off of you guys' hands. So you basically trade the tickets, the fuel tickets, and the filter tickets, water system tickets. Basically, we don't know what we named the tickets yet, but those tickets to the player so they can refuel the energy inside of their hideouts. And then you take those water filters and the fuel, and then you sell it to us. So the better the water filter, the more we will give you in MIF tokens. The better the fuel, the more we'll give you in MIF tokens. And also, we will actually buy the fuel off you and the water filters off of you based on the price they're being sold inside of the auction house. So if they go up in price in the auction house, then we will buy it for that price. So whatever the player, the economy is selling it for inside of the game, then we sell it, and we'll buy it from you guys and the tokens. If it goes low, then we will buy it low. So because you guys actually control the economy there. Now, in game manuals, this is for people that got keys. Again, the keys are also coming with, so when you buy the keys, starting when we remint them, when you buy the keys, now you actually also get more things other than just the in-game goodies. You actually will get a Class D personnel T-shirt. You also get this inventory bag. So depending on if you buy like a survivor key. No, I think if you you get one of this if you buy Survivor Key. I think I had to look at the thing. But I know if you buy a Abraxas key, we give you the bag that you purchase. So the key that you purchase, we give you the bag for it. We also give you the key too. Make a model of the key, so you can place them behind your setups. You get a model of the key. You get all of the deeds as well. These won't do anything in real life, but you have them. You get to place them around for your setup and stuff like that. And we also give you a hard copy of Volume 1 of the Monster Manual, well, it's the game manual. We give you all the inside information when it comes to like the items. It gives you stories behind every monster in the game, all the SCPs to give you the story of the game, Volume 1 of the game. So you get the hard copy of that, but you also get the digital copy. So I think from the very cheap key, which the starter key is $46, that come with the digital copy as well. But all of them come with the digital copy, but the higher ones come with the hard copy as well. So these things that you actually get physical versions of it, get the physical T-shirt, physical hard copy of this of the game manual. You get the physical collector's edition items and stuff of our game as well too. So that's that right there. So what we want to do is go into the next thing, which I'll go into the inventory. All right, so here is the inventory. So let's get into it. So let's go here. Let's talk about this. So right here, as you can see, this is the coding side. So I want to explain this real quick. So we're basically, this is placeholders. We're going to update all this, obviously. So if you've seen the last inventory, this is what it looks like now. We have moved, took this, all this, like I said, all this away, took it all away. We're going to basically make this look better, obviously. Now we have the health right here. So we have the health right here. We put the food down here. Well, your stats right here. So you got fear, thirst, energy, food. And then you have your equipment for your weapons right here. Now, right here, he's ducking. This is not the animation that we're using. Dan doesn't have the actual animation, the loot animation. I will be adding that when we basically put the game together for you guys to play test. So the animation is actually, he's going through a bag. So that's the animation that we'll be having. He's going through a bag. So this is the inventory, as you guys seen on the last the last dev log. This is the inventory. So yeah, you guys get to see that. And then So right now we have to do is to finish it up. We have to change the equipment system, so we have to rebuild that real quick. And then where you guys can quit from your bag to here, and it will pop up right here. So that's the pretty cool thing. So yeah, so um, here's the cool part right here. So you click all right here, there's nothing happens. But when you click right here, right, this is where the secret stash comes in. So you see that now the secret stash comes. So depending on which key you have, as I was explaining, depending on the key that you have, you'll be able to place it inside of the secret stash. So right here, this is an example right here. So this is normally it'd be about like a cosmic level, or if yeah, cosmic level, and then 4 will be Abraxas level. But this is basically to show you an example of everything here. So also we have the money, basically using our Grand Theft Auto inspiration right here. The money. So when you collect money, you will have it in your inventory, obviously, but it also will show you, so you don't have to do the math right here. It'll do the math for you. So you know, but I got this and not counting your fingers and stuff like that. We'll show you in a second, and then this is your temperature. So we have that right here. So this is basically how we're going to run the UI is going to look much better, but this is how we have the UI. And then when you have a bag, you click the bag right here, you click bag, and then it will pop up right here. Another bag will pop up right here. So it's going to be pretty cool. You guys will love it. All right, so it's going to pick up money. So as you can see, he's ducking, but he's basically looking in the bag, right? So just imagine him looking into a bag. So now you see we have 5,000 USD inside of the game. It's in-game USD. And then it pops up right here. So as you guys can see that. So as you see, rotate it. So now items can rotate. So it's pretty cool. And then you can see we have it where you will open that, and then you can put it inside it here. And then as you can see, you drag it, or you can just drop it out. If you want to drop the item, you drop it out here. But then you close it. See, you close it and it's not there anymore. So it cleans it up a little bit. It's like a secret, right? So no one will be able to do this with your bag when they boom, they click here. It won't even open. It won't open anything when they go in the secret bag here. But you see, as it's not there anymore, we're showing that it's right here. You put it here, put it in the secret department. It still shows that you have that money inside of your inventory. But we're going to do a show. If you drop it out, then you go to 0. You get, so that means the money's not in your inventory no more. So now we're showing how the inventory looks now. You see how everything works together, Tetris and stuff like that. You can move everything, so it's pretty cool. Don't mind the barrel; it's not an actual barrel, but so we just he doesn't have his, all of the assets on his side. So we see we put him there, he can't fit right here, so we rotate it, and then boom, right? So now you do that, boom. So now you got there. Now all you have in this section is just these right here. So right here, we're just thinking if we want to be able to drag it, and then you'll be able to equip the item. But since our game is already controller support, that won't be practical. So what we're gonna do is just come over the way, probably like double click it, or definitely gonna have a Dropbox come where you be able to click the item, and then the Dropbox come like Resident Evil, and then you could click equip it if you want to. But we're figuring that out right now. All right, so you have that there. So now we're at the shop. So we're gonna show you at the shop. So we want to actually buy the item. 1 second. So we're gonna buy the item, and then we're not gonna pick it up because we already have a gun. So we just want to show we have 9,900 now. As you can see, it actually subtracted from it right there. So if you drop the money, right, drop the 4,900, right, which will pop up there. So if you ever like make a mistake and drop money, you don't have to worry about, you pick it up, it's back there again. So when you drop it, right, you drop the money, and then it will go to 5,000. It will say 5,000. So you see, when you kept it 5,000, you dropped the 5,000, and then it kept it 499. Then there you go, 490. Yep. So buy clothes, same situation as you can see. Buying things, so the buying system works. But you got to fix the equipment. That's it. So you buy a car, which all this look different. Obviously, you can see the barrel, no key, right? Um, but yeah, so all this will look different, and show you that. So now I got 2,000 as you just bought a car. So this is about it. This is the inventory system right here. So now right here, like with this type of box bag, you'd be able to basically have this type of hideout. But when you're a free to play player, it would just have 4 slots. So it's like money and then like water or something like that. Oh, you can't put water in there. So like money and then like I don't know, whatever, just 2 slots, which is money is 2 slots. So you'll be able to put money in whatever there. All right, so that's inventory. Now let's go over some gameplay elements that we have added. All right, so right here we have the animal system. So different types of animals, which I'm going to show you dares right now. As you can see, a family of dare are just basically running around. So you'll basically see that. You'll see families there. So you'll see like animals that they actually can have children. It's population control. So if it's too many, these guys have too many children, their predators will start to come eat them. So that's pretty cool. So I'll show that in another devlog. But yeah, so there right now, they're going to be looking for food. That's what the parents want to go look for food and look for drinking and stuff like that. So what we have here now is we have the towers. So what I did was record this video so I can actually make this video for you guys. So right now, what you have is towers. So you have alarm towers that actually, if people see you, what the enemies do, they actually will go run to the alarm and then activate the alarm and let everybody in the area know that, hey, there's an enemy here. This will actually alert the guards if they see, like, if you got a plane or a helicopter or something like that and you're flying over it, it will alert them for that. Generators can turn all of this off. Also mess with their intel. So what the generators do, let me pause that real quick. What the generators do is it will do cool things. If you sabotage the generator, what happens is if an AI go see it, and if they see it, they got to see it first. So this don't sabotage it, then they run to it automatically. They have to see it, and then they'll be curious about what's going on, and then they will search around and basically look at look for what happened to the generator. So there's multiple type of generators. You have generators that turn off everything in the area. You have generators that turn off certain things, and you have generators to turn off lights. So next thing, let's go into patrol. So patrol helicopters, there'll be multiple different versions. There'll be patrol helicopters for the SCP Foundation when they're protecting an area, a certain area. There'll be patrol helicopters for aliens for the fourth, when you guys meet those guys. And then there'll be helicopters for like when you really threat level 5 when the SCP Foundation is on you. So it's basically like the police system off of Grand Theft Auto. So yeah, these guys will be traveling. These patrol helicopters only, will be circling around areas, and then they'll come down, get some gas, and then they'll go back up and then patrol the area. So it's pretty cool. Right now, we just have them patrol stuff right now. So the gas part isn't in, but you guys will see that in the future update. Another devlog also for you guys is playtesting the game. Through all the playtesting, you guys will actually get to see that and actually, hide from them and stuff like that, and see them actually lowering down to get some gas. We see them lower down the gas, and you see the pilot jump out of the plane. The helicopter, you actually can kill the pilot, and then the helicopter won't go up anymore. So that's a pretty cool thing as well. Until they get another pilot. So, which the spawners respawn every 48 minutes. Yeah, we did the 48 minutes. We did it weird. So as you guys know already, we posted up this, the blooper of it already. So this is the train system. There's multiple different transportation systems. So this is for people who don't have vehicles. You guys are able to take different types of transportations. Now, our staking is a little different than everybody else. So you got to buy an NFT, hold an NFT, whatever the case may be, hold tokens. Now you can actually buy into the staking, which is like a board member thing. You get an NFT, basically you'll be a board member, and then you will gain revenue. You will split the revenue for how much the transportations make in all of the servers. So every month, the people that's a part of this board will be able to earn for how much all of this stuff makes. So all of the in-game currency that these transportations make, you guys will get the we would turn that to MIF tokens, and we will distribute them out to the people that's on the board. If you don't want to be on the board no more, you can just sell your spot to another person, give it another reason to have the NFT as well. You can sell your spot, and this is basically how staking goes. So we wanted to not just give you guys tokens out of thin air. We wanted to tie it to the game, right? Whereas like, okay, something has to be making money for you guys to actually, be able to make money owning a token. We just didn't want to give you tokens out of thin air, because that's just, just stupid. That's why staking doesn't work inside of the space. So right here, what I'm gonna do is show you the quest. So I'm gonna show you basically how quest is different with us, what we're trying to do. We don't want it to be where you just do one quest, fetch quest, come bring back this, bring back that, whatever the case may be. We actually want it to be dynamic, and there'd be multiple ways to do the quest versus one way on doing the quest. So right here, I will show you an example on one of the quests that we would like for you guys in the playtest to test it. It's basically about the scum versus the street kings, where the street kings, the grunts from street kings, that stole Jason's, which is the overlord of the scum, which is a faction. They stole his drugs, so you had to go back. You had to go find the drug house where the scum is at, where the street kings grunts are at. Kill the grunts and bring the drugs back to pause right here for a second, and bring the drugs back to Jason, which is the overlord. This will, further future doing quests for the factions will actually increase your favor to them. So they will actually, sometimes if they see you getting shot at, or whatever case may be, being attacked, if you see any of the AI, they see you being attacked, it will help you. You get better items that you'll be able to buy and trade from them. So certain things, different things like that. So you also get to choose different outcomes. I wanted to show that here. So when you get to drugs, to get to the part where you find the grunts for the street gangs, you actually get to choose. You can choose you can kill them if you want to as well. You'll be able to choose. So there were 3 options, but here's 2 right here. One, you'll be able to choose to just go back to Jason and tell him that you didn't see him, which is basically doing nothing, and you basically lose favor from him. Then you can get the drugs, bring it back to him, and that'll increase your favor. Or you can take the drugs, use one of them, or store one of them away, and then just give him 2 of the 3 other kilos, and you basically fail. You basically fail the mission, and then you lose favor, and you can't do the mission again. So there's no going back to do the mission other than the playtest. So you guys rewipe, and then you guys do it again. But when the game is fully finished, you guys will not be able to do it. So once you fail that quest, the AI will remember you. You will be in bad favor, and you had to do things to get in good favor with those factions. But yeah, just know that that's where your quest will come from. It'll come from the factions inside of the game. Some NPCs will have quests. You run into them, but the main quest will come from the factions. So this is one of the things I wanted to show you. This is actually one of the things we're going to test out inside the game. So there's going to be a fetch quest, a kill quest. So we're going to do the basic quest first and to see how far we can push this thing. But mainly we wanted to make sure where you can have it in multiple different ways than just, hey, go get some fruit and then bring it back to us. All right, so that's that right there. Well, that is the video. It's probably a lot of things that I missed, because it's a lot. Like I said, update 8. It's just a lot. There's so many things that I probably haven't shown you that I just can't think of right now, due to the fact that this video is almost 40 minutes, probably even already 40 minutes long, and I don't want to just bombard you with so much information, which I already did, but I don't want to bombard you with too much. So we'll be making another devlog, going over a lot more things that we already that we haven't went over, and some of the things that we already worked on that isn't ready to show yet, but when it's ready to show, which is in the next few days, you guys will be able to see that as well. All right, so I want to thank you guys for actually watching the video, sticking out to the end, seeing all of the information that you guys have gotten with this video, and hopefully like what you see. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. If you're not a part of the Discord, you are bugging, make sure you join the Discord. Come have fun with us. The key thing about this game is relationships. You really need to make some relationships. So we encourage people to talk to each other inside our Discord. If you are a free-to-play player, you should definitely engage with the people inside of the Discord, because some of these people own factions and stuff like that inside the Discord. And if you need items like guns, medical supplies, food, and stuff like that, these guys will have it. So you guys, and then they actually can lend you keys and stuff like that. You never know who you meet inside the Discord. So just get into the Discord, see how we are. You won't have to worry about price action and stuff like that, because we don't talk about that type of stuff. Because again, we move speculation from the project. We want to make this a safe project. The focus is game. So as you guys can see, that I talk about player owned stuff, and everything that goes into how the NFTs work and stuff like that. But if you actually see the difference between us versus other projects, we actually talk about the game and how it works inside of the game, and how you can earn from just using the stuff inside of the game and actually playing the game. So as you guys can see, this is a game that you actually have to play, right? So with that being said, I'm out of here.